Okay, since I said I was going to make a Mordor video of my usual run through the pariah routes, I'm going to. I have VirtualBox and XP set up, working really nice on my desktop PC. And got names of my real life buddies for my party. Poor little Joe somehow managed to bite the dust 3 times. Every time I had to start over my party 3 different times because he kept dying at the beginning. But the 4th one finally stuck. And now I've been going for 120 hours. But anyways, I'll just make it a pretty quick video for the sake of showing the path that I tend to take through the dungeon, more or less. I don't think any of my guys are quested for anything right now. On the higher levels of the dungeon, I just, if I'm not on 14 or 15, I keep Kyle here on the top. But when I go down on the lower levels, since he's my Osiri and a thief, and he's lagging behind in hits and defense a little bit. Well, not really defense. His defense is actually really good now because I gave him Gloves of Doom that I just found recently. But yeah, when I go down on 14 and 15, he doesn't sit in the front because it exposes him to more attacks. And when I walk into a room with Gargantuans, I mentioned in the thread that I've run into Gargantuans a bunch of times and not had any trouble with them. I actually have killed a few packs of Gargantuans now. I keep walking in on them and then I back out right away and they don't do hardly anything. Maybe they get one swing in or something. And then I go back in with 2 electric fields and 2 word of deaths ready, and then it just drops stuff. Hey, there's the gray molds we were talking about. I see them up in these rooms, and then a lot of the times in this room. This is one of the mythical rooms. So sometimes I'll go through them, go down to 11 and visit Mother of Serpents, and then do the level 12 mythical rooms, and then come down into here. But usually I'll do this instead. I don't know. It's just, I know them all so well, where they're all located, that it's just second nature to just run through things in different ways and catch all of them without spending much time in any of the extra rooms. Everything respawns about as quickly as I can clear it anyways, so it's not like I'm missing out on earning XP or something by basically only going through all these rooms again and again. This is a mythical room. Or this one, I don't remember, one of these 2. This one. So exciting to see a pariah. I must have just had really... This is a pariah, or a mythical room, in this one, and the next one. I must have just had amazing luck with my old solo Osiri that I played. He saw 27 mythicals, and I think 24 maybe? Something like that. And he had 7 blessings from them. I have yet to get a blessing. I only had cursed items. One of the 5 pariahs that I've seen. Hold on a second. What? It's okay. Don't answer the door. There's somebody here. What? What? I know. My son, who's sick home from school today, was running downstairs to tell me that there's somebody outside measuring stuff. Somebody's coming to do a gutter estimate. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. But I'm sure you can use Super Seer or the maps on the wiki to see where all the rooms are that I'm checking on. Although the maps on the wiki aren't totally correct. Like it says, I think it says this right here is a mythical room, and it's not. And it had some other stuff wrong too, but Super Seer 2 I think is all correct. It's been a long time since I've made a video. I used to record myself, sometimes actual live streams and sometimes just videos playing an emulated EverQuest. And then I've also done some City of Heroes a few times. I hate fighting stuff like that. I used to be really good about hitting a buffer to kill those things more surely, but as my other 3 characters have gotten up above like 200 warrior, they hit so hard that, you know, I kill 3 or 4 little mythicals before they have a chance to fight back or anything, so I haven't really been doing that. It's probably a little dangerous towards my my goal of beating the game without dying, but oh well. You can only stay vigilant on little stuff like that for so long before I just want to play and have fun, even if it means I might die. So I've checked all the pariah rooms on this level, and then on this floor, there's one here, and one here, and one down here, and then the Mother of Serpents is over here, of course. If I would have come down to this floor first from using this stairway, instead of taking the chute on 10, then I would have come to Mother of Serpents and these 3 rooms, and then gone back down these stairs and gotten all the stuff on there. And then depending on how my experience is and my spell points, I might have gone down onto 14 some too before I went back to town. I guess more and more often now my guys are not pinned and have a lot of spell points, and I end up spending some time on 14 before I go back to town. But usually, what was I saying? Earlier, when I was talking about streaming, I was going to comment that like I'm out of sorts making a video because it's been so long since I've done one. And I've never done one while trying to play Mordor. I can get pretty easily distracted when I'm trying to talk so that I'm not just dead air being boring. And when I do that, then I forget what I'm trying to do on my game. Probably going to get myself killed, but not on this level. But, sometimes on 12, I won't even bother fighting my way through all this stuff, especially if Kyle needs to be in the front because he's trying to get all the XP. I'll just run through everything so that sometimes there's white dragons here that I'll kill, but I'll just run through most stuff to speed up this stuff's, it's worth experience, but it's not going to drop anything special, and there's more than enough stuff on 13, 14, and 15 to kill between respawns, even if I'm playing for 40 minutes straight, you know. I really don't like using displacement in long distances. I like just doing a few spaces so that it's extra safe, or using Ethereal Portal instead, so I won't. But it kind of slows me down sometimes when I actually have to run somewhere, because I don't like rocking my whole party. And now since I'm going down to 14, Kyle needs to get in the back. Heal everybody up a little bit. This first room right here already can be gargantuan, so I always have to be careful coming down that stairway to make sure that I'm ready to move out of the way. I don't like killing guards usually, but if they have a chest, I will. I think that generally it's easier to melee them down as long as there's not like 3 whole groups than it is to cast spells on them, because my spellcasters are low enough level that they can't really wipe a group out very quickly anyway. This is how I tend to set up my buffers. I usually have like for each one of my guys, they've either got a crest or some consumable in one, then small up through bigger nukes generally, and then heals or Kyle's stuff's a little weird down here, but heals and a few quick casting buffs that I always need to cast every time. It's like 7, 8, 9, 0 spots sometimes. Fortunately, Osiri don't need very many casted buffs because they've got those 90% resists and stuff. Check on the Spectral Dragon. Just a second. What? Okay, just leave her. I don't want to talk to her. She's just going to leave the estimate that she has in the mailbox, okay? If the person who's here getting my gutter estimate wants to come in and chat, I really don't want to talk to them. I just want to know what the estimate is. And I know they're going to drop it off the mailbox, but I think they've seen my son running around inside through the front window, so they're waiting at the door. Oh well, they'll leave eventually, right? Sometimes I'm willing to use displacement for longer distances when I use it in the same spot every time I come around, so I know the number, and I'm usually pretty careful to double check the number to make sure that I'm not entering it incorrectly. I actually had a close call with displacement. I bumped into a random teleporter, and I'm waiting right now for the next song to start because my computer, it always lags when a new song starts, and I don't like to be walking into a new room when it's trying to start a new song, because if there's gargantuans in there, it'll sometimes stick me in there until the melee starts, and then somebody gets beat down. There we go. I hate blackout traps. The one reason I need more paving levels. I was trying to regroup after hitting a random teleporter trap on accident, I think on level 10. And I must have accidentally bumped an arrow key after I did soul search, because I've typed in the displacement coordinates and I did not end up in the right place. There was no person there to pick up. Fortunately, somehow the random direction that I turned on accident and the coordinates that I entered didn't end up putting me in a in a wall. But kind of heart stopped for a second there when I ended up in the wrong spot, and I was like panicking that I had rocked myself, but I didn't hear any death screams or anything like that, so it's all good. Oh yeah, another song stopped as soon as I'm ready to move to a new spot. Or not. There we go. I see black mists pretty often on this floor, but they never seem to have any chests. I always wonder what they drop. I'll have to check the wiki one of these days. I usually don't kill ice dragons. They're kind of a pain, and I don't think they drop anything that's too worthwhile. Just checking my experience on all my different guys to see where I want to position them for XP gains. It'd be nice if I found my first Blessing of Morash while I'm on a a video. We're gonna instead I'll just be casting buffs constantly the whole time I'm here. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 more chances for pariah on this floor right now. I can't remember what it is that spectral dragons can drop that I think is worthwhile, but I know I always like to kill them for some reason. Of course, I used to think it was a good idea to kill, thought it was a good idea to kill golden eagles too, and then somebody else pointed out that they have crap loot even though they're high level. I try to keep all my guys above 700 hits when I'm on 14 or 15. I keep forgetting I need to have my sash highlighted so I can blast stuff like that with Kyle to help him get more XP even though he's in the back. I try to keep them all above 700 hits all the time when I'm on 14 or 15, where I can run into stuff that's actually nasty. Not a big deal on the other levels where it's easy, but if it's actually a teleporter, I won't open it, but I guess I could have popped in and out of the room a couple times to ID the trap before fighting them. Yeah, it looks like it's actually a teleporter, so I'm going to leave that alone. Not the end of the world. Could be a little dangerous. I guess I could end up in a room that has gargantuans or golden eagles in it and not be ready for it. If I had the whole map explored, I'd probably be more willing to go into the risk of opening teleporter traps, but probably not anything good in it anyways. No, screw that. I don't want to deal with a blackout trap and a bunch of guards for a good chance at nothing. Oops. Apparently I ran past some more guardians right there. Did they have a chest? They did. Yeah, so, I mean, even though they're just those electrocutes, when they get good luck and for them, and they all end up hitting the same guy, they can cause some real damage over the course of a few rounds. Although it's light enough damage that it's not gonna knock anybody out unless I'm not paying attention. It still is a pain. It sucks up a lot of spell points to heal up and everything. But I guess, you know, if I were solo, I'd be having to kill those things with nukes every time. Or ignoring them because of how much damage they do. So, in that way, the party makes it a lot easier. Oh, fake trap. Joe's still got a lot of spell points left though, so if he gets low, I'll pick up the fake trap, but I'll probably end up pinning before I start to get pins already. Oh, these guys are a long ways away still though. Maybe I'll put Kyle in the third spot. Last mythical chance. Nope. No prize. So I have these little stud rooms explored. I think that demon lords can spawn in this one over here, and that they can drop useful stuff sometimes, even though they age. And then I don't remember what spawns in here. Fighter types, I know, but I don't know what else. But I explored it and cleared it anyways. Alright, and everybody's healed up. Head down to 15. I like using Massio with Joe. He's got the cost on it low enough. And I'm pretty sure it's more efficient than using Rister. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's close. It's convenient. I like using it. I kill so many Ancient Guardians and they don't have a box, so I'm always excited when I see one. Maybe that's a Cloak of Enchantment. Oh. I didn't realize if he attacked me, it would cancel my box open attempt. He really whittled my guys down with spells, considering they're all at really high resist. So many Ethel and Phantasms down here on 15. I can't believe I haven't been drained more than I have. I just hop into these rooms to check for anything that has a chest. If there's a chest, I'll kill it. If not, I just back out and keep moving. Ugh, especially if there's stuff that can aid you. I don't want to fight this stuff. They don't have a... If there's no chest, I'd like to pass as much as I can. I'm not sure if that's... I think it's a fear trap. I don't know. Maybe I need to... Crap. That's a stud room. I guess I'll just kill these guys so that I can bounce in and out of the room really fast to make sure that's not actually a teleport trap. Yeah, it's a teleport. Hello? What did I get? Head protection. Cool. Oh, hand protection. Oh, even better. Probably not long for... Yeah, 2 guys pinned now. I'll run up through here, and then I'll call it good. But on a second trip, and I'll run back to the city and turn my video off after I see what my gear is, but on a second trip back down to 15, I would just come straight up through here and fight my way through here and kill these things, and then fight my way around here and check on this mythical room and this mythical room, and then come back out around here and check on... Oh, this is a mythical room too, and then come down here for this one. I don't remember what else. Something around here is anyways. But, and then I would call it good. So I guess I'll be missing a few of the rooms since I'm gonna use Return to Town to not waste XP. Attack with this stuff that doesn't have chests and that I don't need the XP from, because I'm gonna cap out anyways before I get out of here. I can't even imagine how many golden centaurs I've killed so far now, just to see 5 measly pariahs. I love fear traps. It's such a pain when you're solo, because you always have, since you always have companions, but it's so easy when you're in a group because your thief is not going to be your mage. I actually have, maybe these guys will have something nice. Nope. Oh, it's poison. I actually have, oh, what was I going to say? Like I said, I keep getting distracted every time between playing the game and talking, I can only do one at a time. Oh, I actually have multiple rings of entrapment now. I think I have 3. Which is really irks me, because when I played my solo Osiri, I spent so much time. I had like 200 some hours playing him, and I spent so much time looking for rings instead of messing around down here on 15 because I was really dying to get a ring of entrapment so that I could have some companions to another fake trap to bring in with me into the stud rooms. This stud room can't spawn devils or demons or undead. So basically the only thing interesting in here is going to be maybe a phoenix or a black gremlin or a pariah. I got distracted again. I like to mess with this room up here too. I should have left that alone. I like to mess with this room too. It can have undead, the undead stud room guy in it, Reaper Souls. So I usually go in guns blazing, and I can always back out if I need to, because sometimes the vampires are in here too, and I like to kill them. I'm not even going to fight those guys though. Oh, I hope Barty's pinned. Okay, so kind of silly to keep fighting it. So I still have to come to these rooms, and then come up through here, and then here, and this stuff, and then that would be done with. That'd be the entirety of my 12 rooms. Oh, I'll kill those guys. Why not? That'd be the entirety of my mythical run. My phone's ringing. Good time for me to stop, I guess. At least you got to see the route that I tend to take and the order that I go through it in, so whatever. There you go.